So today, I want to speak about a film which has really impacted me, and that film in recent times is called Marty Supreme. The the marketing behind this film was absolutely insane, but that's not something that I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the actual core ideas of the film and how I reflected on that and what I took from the film. Before that, I do want to speak a little bit about the marketing. Because I live in London and in the UK, I did hear about the pop culture surrounding the film, which is obviously the jackets, the artist Fake Mink, SD Kid, and the collaboration because everyone said that he could be Timothy Chalamet, and then they done a whole collab song, which was actually one of the biggest things that came out of 2025. It really had the UK culture in a grip. Um, so I think that just proves the power of social media. But that's not what I wanted to speak about today. What I wanted to speak about today is Marty Supreme and the actual ideas of the film. So first of all, it's a period piece. It's set in the 50s, and the whole idea of the film is not ping pong as it looks like it's going to portray, but it's really about the idea of greatness and chasing greatness. And Timothy Chalamet plays Marty Mauser, the guy who is chasing greatness, and his form of greatness is to be the best ping pong player in the world. And it's not about the ping pong because he is the best player in the world. It's about how does he find the opportunities to present that to the people and to make him feel like he's succeeded in his life, because he has a goal and he's working towards it. So what I want to say is that I took from that film is that you need to chase your motivations. You need to chase what you believe is correct. You need to chase the truth. You need to chase what you love. You need to follow it up and take it to the end of its line. And that end of the line could be until, if you're an athlete, to be the best in your field. If you're studying, to complete that topic as much as possible until you get bored. What else? To If you're a teacher, to teach the most amount of people and to get your word out there, which is one reason why I'm doing social media, because I think that I can make an impact. And if I make an impact on one person, then I'll feel like my job is partly done. But I want to influence the world because, as they say, shoot for the stars, aim for the moon. Um, so yeah, that's one thing that I took from the film. Another thing that I wanted to speak about is a quote that I heard. The quote is, "How many losses does it take to be a winner?" And reflecting on that, that really stayed with me because I heard that quote when I was about 15, I think, or 16 years old, and now I'm 22 and I'm still thinking about it. The idea of how many losses does it take to be great? How many times are you going to fail in your life to actually achieve what you want to achieve? And the truth is, no one knows. You don't know how many times you have to fail, but when you get that sweetness of achieving what you wanted to do, it's a sweetness like no other, especially when you've worked so hard to get there. And linking that to Marty Supreme, we see him all throughout the film trying to chase the game. He's trying to get to the ping pong game. It's not even about him playing the game. It's about how does he get to that point in his life. Because by the time you get to that point, the finishing, I think it was only about maybe 10-15 minutes of the film, actually, the ping pong part in the final stage. So that's one reason why the journey is always going to be more important than the destination. And one thing about people is that when you get to the top, you feel like there's nothing left, which is why people always say it's about the journey, it's not about the destination. The destination is the struggle, and the struggle is what makes you, which is why I think being in a constant state of struggle, part struggle at least, not always being comfortable, is essential to your growth. The only way, people say pressure makes diamonds. So the only way that you're gonna flourish is through being under pressure. That doesn't mean being under pressure constantly, because obviously if you have too much on that end, then you just go into depression and you kind of break down. But it's about building up your resilience, because life is gonna throw so many challenges at you. Um, Even for these rich people, you might think that they have money so they're happy, but realistically most of them, they're not happy because they don't have religion, because they feel like they've done everything that this world has to offer them, so now they're searching for other ways to be happy. And comes in the form of young people. They try to develop young people, or they do disgusting, horrible things which I do not even want to speak about, and it makes me sick to my stomach. Um, but yeah, these people, they're searching for happiness, and the truth is, it's not about happiness. It's about how do you yourself achieve happiness, because you need to find contentment. And contentment, in my opinion, as a Muslim, it only comes from Islam. And this isn't some religious video to try to convert you. It's just my experiences as a Muslim. Getting a new car, I've made a video about it. That brings me happiness for maybe a week, and then it's off. And that's something that I've always wanted to achieve in my life, and now I've achieved it. It's about looking onto the next thing, which is why I believe in that statement that the journey is more important than the destination. Because once you achieve what you've always wanted to achieve, you'll never be happy, and you're always going to look for the next thing. Which is why I think seeking knowledge in all aspects, not just in your religion, is the most important thing to do in this life, because it puts you under a state of constant struggle, and that's the only way you're going to develop. And through developing is when you're going to find contentment in yourself, and through achievement. So yeah, that's what I wanted to speak about today.